and it was just lined with cops and riot shields. And they were just standing there. And then there's tractor trailers, smoldering, smoking, shit burned, speaker towers knocked over, charred like remnants of bonfires and whatever. We get to the car and there's like ash all over the car. Like, we're like, what the fuck happened? We had absolutely no idea at all. None.
On this week's episode of That Sound Podcast, we welcome back Dave Ferraro, our man all the way from the East Coast of America, but more importantly, from Boston. It's great to have you back, man.
Yeah, and nice meeting you, Luke, as well, because you didn't like me last week or you were scared or something. I don't know.
My Wi-Fi was down. Actually, funny enough, I've been having problems with the internet and the connectivity and the coverage, but we've got it all fixed up. So we are back in business and ready to rock.
Excellent. Let's do it.
So after our chat about Denver, Dave, we did touch on another awesome show that you were at, Woodstock 99, and myself and yourself were talking. We said, right, we got to do a deep dive on this.
I was like, hell yeah, let's do it, because never have done anything like this about that weekend. So this.
Oh yeah, and what a shot fun behind you! If you're watching on YouTube, that's your own picture of which stage was that, Dave?
That was like the main. East or west is how they classified it. I think it was the East stage. I was like the main one where the bigger bands were. That's how early we were. We were there so early.
You were there so early. So 23rd of July in 99 in Rome, upstate New York. It was an interesting venue because I do believe I sat and watched the HBO show about this whole event last night, and it kind of went over my head that there was a Woodstock in 94.
Yeah, we my buddy Scott Harrington got the whole thing on pay-per-view like that entire weekend in 94, and there was shit, I don't even know how many people were at his house. It was just like a party, nonstop party, and Woodstock just cranking in the back. It was awesome.
But they definitely learned lessons from that one, because I believe
not enough
rain and a lot of people snuck in, right?
That's what I heard, but the same thing happened in 99 too. So I saw it with my own eyes.
Okay, and this was in the Griffiths Air Base, right? Air Force Base. So looking on the show last night, I'm sure you're going to explain it better than what I seen, but it was an enclosed army base, technically.
Well, yeah, I mean, it was like an airfield. So there was a couple of runway. I mean, it was massive. It was humongous. And then they built that wall where they wanted the perimeter to be for the festival.
Yeah.
Within that, and the base itself was so much bigger than the area for the festival. It was crazy.
220,000 people over 3 days.
Something like that. I've heard more or around there. Like I've heard like 240, 250. It was intimidating. There was a lot of fucking people.
And Michael Lang was still there, the OG from the original one.
Yep.
And, the New Jersey promoter, right? John Scher, is that how you pronounce his name?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, his interviews during the HBO show were quite interesting. So,
yeah, he did I watched the Netflix one again this week too. The what they call it, Trainwreck.
Yes,
the one. It was like 3 episodes, and just to try and trigger some memories and refresh myself on some of the stuff. So we were both. It's kind of cool that we each watched one of those, and they're fresh. So the different perspectives and whatever. So
have you seen it, Luke?
No, it's something that I have been meaning to get around to.
It's mind-blowing. It's so wild. But
I have watched the footage before, though, of DMX playing at it.
Yeah.
Which looked unbelievable, because you had Limp Bizkit get a crowd really rowdy, and then it also seemed like DMX had the whole crowd in the palm of his hand. They were absolutely loving it.
Yeah, I saw him. He was one of the artists I saw. And it's not my thing, but he was pretty awesome. The crowd was going nuts in a good way. And he had my attention. I was like, damn, this dude's like cranking it up there. It was awesome.
So, Dave, how did you hear about this show? What was the first inkling of this thing happening? Was it tough to get tickets, or what was the story?
Well, no, I won mine, so no.
Oh,
nice.
Tell us
Yeah,
all about
the local like radio stations were starting to chatter about it and whatever, and I was the guy, the right caller at the right time, and because I wouldn't have been able to afford it. I mean, you think about it now, I think it was.
Yeah,
I want to say they were like 150, 160 bucks a ticket. Like it's like nothing now, but then I wouldn't have had 300 bucks to drop because I went with my girlfriend at the time.
right.
I wouldn't, and I was like, oh, I guess I'm not going. And then I heard they were giving them away. I was like, holy shit, I won.
And it's amazing that like you touched on, it was on pay-per-view. Like MTV was in there deep. You could watch the whole thing from
Yep.
Touching on the back to the beginning shows, we were kind of impressed that, oh my God, this is going to be live streamed. But I actually can't believe that it was like pay-per-view, that you could watch it,
I mean, the only difference was the back to the beginning was on the internet, and the other one was just on your cable, on your TV.
Yeah, but such a time span has changed. But yeah, you could do it back then. So obviously, Metallica was definitely, an interest on when you seen the lineup. But originally, when the lineup dropped, was there any late additions to the lineup, or was everybody kind of from the start?
I couldn't tell you. I don't know. I remember hearing about it, and there wasn't really the internet back then, so you're just relying on what you're hearing from secondhand or in a magazine. Remember those?
Yeah.
Something like that, or whatever's on the radio, who's being announced or whatever. And then when we got, I had a schedule, so I don't remember how I got it, if it was included with the packet of stuff, like with my tickets and all that. Like, I don't remember, but we had a set list or a set times for every day.
Yeah.
That we were carrying around, so we could plan out. Because I mean, those stages are like, they're like 2 miles apart, like legitimately 1.5 miles, 2 miles from each other. Like, it was a little bit of a walk if you wanted to go from the one that's behind me to the one that's that way. So that's how big this place was. So you really had to plan out, like, if you wanted to see someone and they were close to conflicting times, like, you just had to pick one, because there's no way you're going to do both.
Yeah, so like there was like two kind of main stages, probably one bigger than the other, and then there was the
hangar.
Yeah, like a rave tent kind of a thing.
Yeah, it was a huge airplane hangar, like we're the big like Air Force. I don't know if they put bombers in there. Those things are massive, but like the big cargo planes and whatever, they're huge.
That must have been wild.
It was, so I was not even a little bit interested in the raves at all, but I went in there, saw like some bands in there, which was a different vibe. It was cool. I saw George Clinton and P-Funk in the airplane hangar at Woodstock, and then CC DeVille from Poison had a band.
No way.
Yeah. So we saw them, and I have a picture with him. He was just like, "Hey, how you doing?" Like, he was out of his mind. It was crazy.
Drugs are bad. You shouldn't do drugs. If you do them, you're bad, because drugs are bad. Okay, it's a bad thing to do drugs, so don't be bad by doing drugs. Okay.
Tell us about the heat, Dave. According to the HBO show, it said it was absolutely like scorching hot.
It was. I remember Saturday afternoon, because Saturday afternoon, like, Metallica was Saturday night. So Saturday during the day, there was like a lot of cool bands I wanted to see, with the exception of Dave Matthews Band, because not my thing. But I was like, it's gonna be a long day, and fuck, it was hot. It was so hot, and the humidity was like off the charts. It was awful. Lots of water. I didn't drink much. I didn't drink at all really during the day until the sun started going down. Then you can, like, all right, then I'll have a few, and then you just go find beers and go from there.
Yeah, because they said like the blacktop on the tarmac was just like bouncing the heat. There was no hiding from it, and like the video footage that it showed, like, people were hiding out under trailers and hiding anywhere that they could get shade. It was so hot. And then I'd love to hear. Well, let's stay on the Friday, right? Because the first thing that kind of sprung to my mind was that the lineup was so diverse, let's just say. It was so weird as well.
There was a lot of different kinds of music on Friday.
And even the light, like the placements, like, I'm just looking here at Friday, right? So the Roots started off.
Nice.
Yeah, like cool, right? And then
No, you're forgetting right before them.
okay, I don't have
The,
that in
the,
front of me
the
actually.
person that kicked off the entire festival was James Brown.
Oh wow, okay, okay.
So I saw James Brown at Woodstock, which was like, okay, cool. It's James Brown. I was like, holy shit.
So look at you tell us because I'm looking at something off the internet here. So you tell us what it was like.
Well, yeah. So I don't have everything in front of me. I wrote down what I saw.
Yeah.
But I do know that James Brown started the whole thing, and then I think I didn't write down the Roots, but I must have seen them because I saw James Brown.
Jamiroquai. Yeah, I seen he got pretty much got bottled off the stage.
That was I got hit with one at one point, like the big gallon Gatorade jugs with like
no way
with like the handles on them.
Yeah.
One that was probably half full.
I
was at the other stage. I don't remember what day it was or whatever.
That's like a 25-pound dumbbell.
It was fucking heavy, man. It hit me like in the shoulder and kind of side of the neck, and shit, that hurt. People are just lobbing shit. It was insanity.
What was the atmosphere like from the start? Like, because we all know how it ended, right? So, like, initially on the Friday, what was the atmosphere?
Friday, for me, it was like, holy shit, look at how many people are here. That really took like an adjustment because it was wow. Like most people have never been a part of something that big. So it took a minute to adjust and get used to that. And then it's like, oh, I'll go, we'll go over and just get right up close to the stage. And it's like, oh, that's not so easy. But I found like this side of the stage over here, it's like right up against one of the runways or the ramp area or whatever it was. But I found if you walk up there, kind of where the people stop and then turn and cut in, that wasn't that hard to do versus coming from the back and trying to fight through it.
Mm-hmm.
So kind of like a little cheat code, I guess, to get up there.
Yes.
So we got. I mean, I have a couple of pictures. I have pictures on my Facebook or whatever, but like of where I was for James Brown. It was off to that side and kind of back a little bit. You could see him, and it's not like I was like right, up front, but
you're in the mix.
Enough. Yeah, close enough where I didn't have to look at a fucking screen because I hate doing that. Like I want to see what's going on and be, at least within eyesight to see their facial expressions and whatever's going on.
Hey, it's Gavin from That Sound Podcast. I just wanted to take a moment to say thank you for listening. It really means the world. This show is a labor of love, but the truth is, it takes a lot to keep it going. Reaching out to guests, recording, editing, it all takes time, and we do it because we care about the music. If you've been enjoying the podcast and want to help us keep it alive, you can support us for just $5 a month over at patreon.com/thatsoundpodcast. For the price of a beer or a cup of coffee once a month, it generally makes a big difference. The show will always be free, but with your help, we can keep building it, episode by episode. Thanks for considering it, and thanks for being a part of this great community. What was the campsite like at the start? Was it like, obviously getting there, I'm sure was a nightmare. Like, I'm sure.
Well, I mean, it wasn't that bad for us. We drove up Thursday. Like we were there, God, I don't know, 2 o'clock on Thursday, like a full 24 hours before the festival started. That's when I took this picture, was like when we first got there and got in. So there was nobody there.
Wow.
Like, we walked in and got like a pretty cool camping spot. Like it's all tent, right up to tent to tent to tent, like everywhere. But we were right on one of the main walkways, like kind of right in the middle of the whole thing. So we weren't too far from the two stages,
Yeah.
It was hot, man. It got hot in that tent. So by 8 o'clock, 8:30 in the morning, every morning, you're like wide awake and get out of the tent to cool off. Like it was bad.
It was bad. Yeah. Yeah.
The sweat on the inside of the tent dripping down on top of you. There's nothing worse.
Yeah. But we brought, I've heard and seen in the documentaries that they were like taking food from people that were coming in. And we brought in so much food with us.
security was, according to the show, amateur at best, and that
At best.
yeah,
At best.
and there was a lot of, let's just say, handoffs and paying off security to get some extra gummies and stuff in. Let's just
I don't doubt that for a second. I didn't see it. I'm sure, I'm positive it happened. If someone's saying it happened, I'm sure it did, because over the course of the next couple days, security was just like, the only place you saw security was between the rail and the stages. That was it.
That was it. Wow.
Other than that, it was just total whatever, man. Do what you got to do.
So staying on the Friday then, so you had DMX, like you said, was it a surprise how good it was?
No, because we had the set times too. So I don't remember being surprised by him at all. And it was just because when I looked at the bands I wanted to see, I'm like, okay, we'll just check out DMX then, because he's in between. I saw James Brown. Then at some point, and I don't remember this at all, but I know I saw Sugar Ray, and their one hit or two and whatever. And then I was pretty excited. The first band I was excited to see was Live, because they're a great live band. They're really good. As the weekend went on, there was a lot of weird energy in that place, like a lot. And Gavin, you and I talked about this
yes.
week. Like, there's a lot of stuff that happened that shouldn't have happened. And thankfully I wasn't around any of it. And for me, it was just a great weekend. So, not to downplay anything,
but like we said, it is a major thing that happened on that weekend.
Yeah,
there's no way of getting around it. There was probably died assholes there that time, and young guys. It was a time of kind of rebellion. The new metal was coming out, and the whole thing with Clinton was after just happening with Monica Lewinsky.
Yeah,
I did not have sexual relations with that woman, Miss Lewinsky.
There was a lot of testosterone going on there, for sure.
But absolute assholes, we have to touch on it. Like, there was a lot of shit that happened, and we don't condone any of that stuff. But it is a part of that weekend. But thank God you went around it, Dave. Tell us about Korn, because I have that memory embedded in my brain.
Dude.
Say you do too. When Jonathan walks out and he's just like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, I mean, that's all I could say. That video when they come out and open with Blind, and you're hearing it, and it's like the energy was insane. Like, I was just off to the, like, over here, kind of.
Okay.
And there's a little, I think it was a light tower, a very small one, like just like up a few feet, and some spotlights or whatever. I was just to the side of that, so I was fairly close to the stage. Like, I could see the band, and you could just, the crowd was like, it was just moving, and you didn't have a choice. You were going with it. It was crazy. And that beat hit, "Are You Ready?" and just all hell broke loose. It was, I've never been a part of anything like that before or since then. And when we saw the video, like the wave, it just Jonathan Davis gave an interview where he said he looked out and the wave just went all the way, like a mile or however far it was back.
I've never seen that. Like, Luke, have you? I watched it last night, and it's a ocean of people.
The video of DMX, it reminds me of Metallica playing in Moscow, where there's people as far back as you can see. So, like, when it pans to him on the stage, and then it goes to the stage shot of him and the crowd in front of him, and you're like, all I can see is people, and then it's sort of misty.
And then a helicopter.
Yeah, like that's it.
Yeah, so, like, touching then, we'll say after day one, like, according to the HBO show again, like they were saying $4 bottles of water back in the day, you know, in '99. And was it a complete rip off in your eyes?
I mean, $4 for a bottle of water. That's probably what, 8 or 9 or $10 now.
Yeah, it's scandalous.
So
Right?
that's a lot.
And the heat as well, like
Yeah. So, but again, I mean, I was super lucky and fortunate. We had water. I had a gallon jug of water with me pretty much all weekend. So
yeah, yeah.
it was total luck. You know, that goes differently. And then I'm with everyone like $4 for water. You shitting me? You know?
Yeah. I guess like if you're, you know, a little bit prepared by the sounds of things you wear, you would have been all right. And probably some of these stories, well, I was going to say were exaggerated, but like they weren't because
I don't think so.
no, as it goes on, it definitely and
It gets worse.
Yeah, like we walked around one of the afternoons, or it might have been when we were going to the other stage, walked like into the camping area and then towards the direction of the other stage, and was where like there was a pretty big like shower area with like individual showers. Like it was big, and it was early on, so it wasn't like a total disaster yet.
Mhm.
But you saw it, and you saw people covered in mud already, but it wasn't like bad vibes or anything. You're just like, wow, like there's just all sorts of shit going on here that not even necessarily in a bad way, just
just wildness, yeah.
yeah. And it was cool. And I don't, at least at that time, it must have been kind of early Friday, Saturday or whatever. Things were still like working, and water. I saw people showering because there wasn't doors. You're just
Yeah.
showering, you know.
And the toilets were okay at this stage.
At that point, yeah, I mean, it was all porta potties.
Yeah.
But at that point, like, I don't remember even the big bank of porta potties by the stage. I remember seeing some of them with like puddles and stuff going on in the front, but you didn't know I mean, you kind of thought that it was probably not the cleanest, but then just a little further down, there's normal,
Yeah.
clean ones, you know?
But I feel like every festival has that problem. Like, you know, I mean, you can only do so much. And
Yeah.
I don't know about you, Luke, as well. Like, okay, I've been, Dave, I don't know. How old were you back then, if you don't mind me asking?
Sure. We're going to play this game again.
Well,
I
let's just
was-
say, like, if I'm in, you know, late teenager, early 20s or whatever, and I'm at a show and there's people, Luke, we've been to Slane Castle where it's been raining and stuff like that, and people
Yeah.
sliding
Even
them up.
I was at Electric Picnic when it rained, you know.
It's like monkey see, monkey do. Like you get involved, there's something clicks in your head. You're like, yeah, I'll do it too. Like, you know, so I can see how that can spiral at an event
Yeah.
this size.
Yeah. Luke, who was at that festival you were at?
I went to Electric Picnic in 2018, and Kendrick Lamar headlined it on one of the nights. I'm trying to think who else headlined it. The Prodigy headlined it on the closing night. It was really good.
I think they did an Ozfest one year. I saw them somewhere, and I think it was an Ozfest or maybe
They were crazy. They had a great
maybe a warp,
show.
maybe a warp
they
tour
were
or
really
something.
good. I can't remember who was on like the Saturday night. You know, Gavin, it was like a George Ezra or one of those, like, picture this. Do you know it was the singer songwriter Poppy Night?
Mm-hmm.
But we went to some of the other stages and saw some crazy acts. It was really good.
Yeah,
but
it was like
it rained that weekend pretty heavy.
ooh,
So
that
as you say,
sucks.
when people are like sliding around and acting up and
Yeah.
having
Yeah.
fun,
Yeah,
I remember going to Guns N' Roses in Slane, the second
it
one.
couldn't have rained any harder that year.
Oh my God. And I got a ticket that morning, and me and my little brother Keen, I think Keen was like, I don't know what he was, like 14, maybe younger. And I took him, and my God, his eyes were open that day. But it was like we touched on, a festival or venue, whatever, but mud and people just covered. But
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what was like. I was like, I want to get in here too. I want to slide around. And I can see how it can just multiply at a venue like this in New York. But and now a word from our sponsors.
We are absolutely delighted to announce that we have All Kings Competitions on board as a sponsor for season 3 of That Sound podcast.
All Kings are Ireland's original and best online competition website.
From Ferraris to houses to cash to luxury holidays and everything in between, All Kings have got you covered at great prices, great value. They can't be beat.
Check out All Kings on all social media platforms.
Thank you.
Yeah, like I was before we went on air. Unfortunately, there was some fatalities at the show.
I think it was heat. Yeah.
Yeah, the heat. I think there was 3 people unfortunately passed away at this show. Like, which is
No way due to like heat stroke, Gavin, and
it's
I
said
think so.
there was one guy on the HBO show. Forgive me, I just can't think of his name. And he was actually at Metallica, and I think he got crushed.
oh no.
Yeah, yeah. And they tried to put it down as a drug overdose or something, and the family were fighting it. So, yeah, not a nice thing at all. But it is very sad, you know. These people went to a show for the love of music, like us too, and unfortunately lost their lives. So, you know, it's sad.
It was awful. It's awful. A lot of, I mean, not a lot, thankfully, but 3 people is way too many.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so day 2 then, you got no sleep. What's the
some
vibe?
sleep. I got
With the
some
heat
sleep.
and that, you got some sleep, okay. So
Some.
the vibe on, I'm just looking at the set list. This is so much better on Saturday.
Saturday was fun. Yeah.
Tell us all about it.
The first artist, band or whatever that I have written down Saturday was Kid Rock, which at the time he was kind of cool. Not so much
He
now,
was.
but so he got up and did his thing. Joe C was up there doing his thing. Rest in peace, Joe C. It was fun. And then we went over to the other stage and saw Counting Crows and Collective Soul. And Collective Soul was really Counting Crows. I'm not really much of a fan, but it was like, whatever, add them to the list of bands.
Yeah.
Collective Soul was fun. We were kind of walking away when they were playing. We were heading back towards our tent because we had it all planned out because Dave Matthews was Saturday afternoon, and we're like, we're not going anywhere near that. So we went and saw the other bands and then worked our way over to the other stage, Collective Soul, and then we saw Alanis, that was cool.
Yeah,
that was cool. Saw her doing her thing.
I watched some footage of that show on the HBO one, and her reception wasn't too pleasing. I felt bad.
And I don't remember the exact timing of all this. I just have, who I saw written down.
Yes.
So I don't know how long there was between when Alanis ended and then everything changed.
Yes.
The entire weekend changed. Limp Bizkit came out and they were cool. They were cool. That was like at the top of their popularity. I had seen them a couple times before that because they did Ozfest, I'm pretty sure, once or twice, and they were on the Summer Sanitarium tour with Metallica, so I saw them there. And they sounded really good. They're doing their thing, and I saw Fred with my own eyes on that plywood, crowd surfing on the plywood and whatever. Had no idea what was happening because we weren't like super close, but we were up there kind of close. I saw the people crowd surfing and whatever.
Yeah, so when they played break stuff, kind of all hell broke loose. People started ripping the hoarding down, and
that was when they started. Yeah, they started like from I learned after they were starting to climb the walls, like for the front of house, the light tower, the sound, but like people were starting to like, what the fuck is going on? 'Cause at that point you're 2 days in, and a lot of kids, I'm sure, were probably broke or close to it, and they couldn't afford another $4 bottle of water. And
Yeah.
Woke up one morning and just decided it wasn't one of those days and you're gonna break some shit. Well, this is one of them days, yo, where everything's fucked up. You just want to break some shit. You feel me? Let's feel it. It's just one of those days when you don't want to wake up. Everything is fucked, everybody sucks. You don't really know why, but you want to justify. Ripping someone's head off, no human contact. And if you interact, your life is on contract. Your best bet is to stay away, motherfucker. It's just one of those days. It's all about the he said, she said bullshit. I think you better quit it, let shit slip. Or you'll be leaving with a fat lip. It's all about the he said, she said bullshit. I think you better quit talking that shit. It's just one of those days.
you know, but not knowing now, not knowing then what we do now, I just thought they kicked ass and the crowd was like insane.
Yeah.
It was just a cool, at the time, there was a cool vibe. It was aggressive, but it was aggressive music, which wasn't anything, you know, I was used to that. That's who I go see is metal and
100%.
rock bands, you know? So didn't know at the time that there was bad shit going on.
In the middle of their set, then I believe was it Michael Lang or that John Sher came out and was like, "You gotta stop! Like, the dude, fucking, they're going crazy here. You gotta stop."
Yeah,
And
because
he didn't.
yeah, and you know, form your own opinion about that. I just, as a person in the crowd, they were fucking awesome.
It looked amazing. I wish I was there. Like, you know, health and safety, of course. Like, once I'm safe, like you said, you were kind of off to the side. You were so close, but it sounded like you had a safe area.
Oh, I guess it would be nice if I could touch your body. I know not everybody has got a body like me. Come on! Cause I play them too. Oh, but I need some time off from that emotion. Time to pick my heart up off the floor. When love comes down without devotion, well, it takes a strong man, Woodstock, but I'm showing you that door. Right, gotta have faith. Gotta have faith. Gotta have faith. Baby, I know you're asking me to stay. Say, please go away, cause you're giving me the blues. Baby, you might mean all the words you say. Can't help but think of yesterday. And another who tied me down to the love boy. For this river becomes an ocean. For you pick my heart up off the floor.
I would have done anything. When you told me in the chat the other night, whenever that was, that you were there, I was like, oh man, I would love to have been there that weekend. I know there was a lot of shit went down, but still, it's an experience. Like,
Yeah, I mean, basically everything you've heard, I'm sure is true, all of it. But I had a wonderful weekend. I just had a wonderful start to finish. It was great. I got really lucky, apparently.
please tell me you've seen Rage Against the Machine.
Yeah, I saw Rage. I'm nowhere near as excited as I think you are right now, though.
Oh man, don't do that to me. Rage in '99. Oh, come on.
I've grown to appreciate them more now, but and a lot of people feel the same way about Rush, where the band's cool, they just don't like Geddy's voice.
Right.
That's kind of where I'm at for Rage.
Okay, you're not a Zach De La Rocca fan.
Yeah, I guess you could say that, and I'm probably gonna get fucking crucified in the comments here or whatever.
No, that's
but,
cool.
you know,
I know the
but,
feeling. It's
yeah,
like I like the
don't-
music. I just don't like somebody's voice.
Yeah, like I don't dislike them. I'm not like, oh, Rage sucks or whatever. It's just not my not my cup of tea or however you want to phrase it. But I will say, like, they were awesome. Like the crowd was just so good. Yeah.
Yeah, like the aggressiveness, I think, from Limp Bizkit, I'd imagine, as a fly on the wall, with that, it was so intense. Like when you see the footage of the people, like you said, climbing the towers, ripping the fucking hoarding off, crowd surfing on the hoarding on top of people's heads, right? They try to slow Fred down, tell him to calm down. He's like, "Get out of here! I'm doing my
Yeah,
thing. I'm in the zone."
and
Off,
obviously we knew nothing about
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
so it was
No, yeah.
whatever.
Look, it is what it is. But then to have another band come on after them, I believe,
Yeah,
Rage.
yeah. The last three bands were like, whoa, okay,
Come on, like, you know what I mean? Aggression, like that's, take the power back. You know what I mean? Like,
oh
foot
yeah,
out of water, take the power back.
yep, yep, yeah. So they were. I mean, I've seen Rage a couple of times. I think that might have been it was my first or second time seeing them. So they were, you just one of those bands that I saw, but I was like, okay, cool, saw them, great. But the crowd was like super into it. It was cool to see and be a part of.
Yeah, yeah.
And
So,
then
yeah, tell us who was next.
that band from the Bay Area,
What's
yeah,
that?
yeah, Metallica
Well,
was after Rage, and obviously that was I knew going in that was going to be the highlight of my weekend.
Hmm.
We got up fairly close. I probably had like 3 or 4 people between me and the rail, so I was pretty far up there to the Kirk side of the stage.
Okay.
Nice.
So his mic, I wasn't too far from like his mic position. I was a little more over to the side. But yeah, that was just like a whole vibe. It was wow. They were so good. They played a pretty long set. Some cool songs. Like they were on it. You could tell they were like, wow. Like they were into it. Looking out, you see James looking out, and that was like his, like that year 99 2000, like Woodstock, the S&M recordings.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, and I mean a lot of people too, like that was his vocal peak.
Peak vocally,
Like,
yeah, it was
oh my
incredible.
God, his vocals were great. They're great at Woodstock. They're great at S&M. It was that era, and they were just on the top of the world. They knew it, and they just went out and fucking owned it. It was great. It was
Yeah,
cool
he
to
still
be,
had
it
the
was
kind
cool to
of
be a part of. Yeah,
still had the slick back hair right to about here. It was kind of
yeah, and the little the goat but no mustache, whatever you
Yeah.
call that, and the whole and it was, and he
Still
knew it.
looked very sort of young and very wild. There was a wild streak in his eyes still in those days.
Yeah, so he was what, mid-30s, I guess, mid to late 30s, somewhere around there at that point.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, yeah.
He was still what did I hear? Something. He was still James with a Z. He was in between James with a Z
And
and James.
yeah, well, yeah. I mean, they came out, they opened up with "So What," so that they're not doing that now.
No.
Yeah, because that Cunning Stunts tour, when they started the jam on stage of one of the songs from Reload into So What, it was like
yeah.
just really, really, really good. That was fun. Where it was nearly like we're going to go out here and just have some fun.
That was a fun opener. That I saw them open with that a couple times. That I was like, oh, that's how they're starting this off. All right. Yeah. So what? And then they go into Master Puppets. I was like, oh shit. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. The other note I have is their set list. So
Yeah, give us a few. Give us a few what was on it.
highlights for me. I mean, the Puppets, and they from Whom the Bell Tolls, Fuel, King Nothing.
Oh yeah.
And then they played Bleeding Me, which was awesome because
nice.
that's, we talked last week. That's a top song for me.
There's a really good video of that, Gavin, live, Bleeding Me from Woodstock.
Yes. Yes.
Check it out.
Thorn in my side, is this thorn in my side? It's from the tree. This thorn in my side is from the tree I planted. Who it tells me and I pray.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's sad but true. And then the first time I saw them do "Turn the Page," which I love. I love their version of that song.
Cool.
I
Yeah.
used to love what's sad but true. You know what it'd be? You want heavy?
Yeah. Yes, I want heavy all the time. Let's do it.
Metallica gives you heavy, baby.
I like to use that little sound bite on the podcast.
It's a good one.
All you hear is Lars with the China
Yeah.
Yeah.
counting. Yeah.
Dave,
Uh,
going over like mingling with people on day one and day two, was Metallica kind of the fan favorite? A lot of people were there for them,
um,
or was it a mix?
I don't. I would say it was a mix.
Okay.
I mean, there was definitely a lot of Metallica people there, a lot of Metallica shirts running around, but like there was probably more just the sign of the times. It was probably more of a Limp Bizkit, Rage Against the Machine,
Okay.
Korn, but kind of crowd. You know, it was a little even though I mean I'm part of that
Yeah.
generation. I guess I kind of trend a little older with my music. Obviously, Metallica and Pantera stuff like that.
Yeah.
They definitely weren't like new metal, so it was more that kind of crowd, which I think is where a lot of the problems originated. Not to
Yeah. Yeah.
point fingers, but it was young dudes.
So walking back to your tent after Saturday night, how would you describe the atmosphere?
Party.
Party.
I think it was Saturday night. We were walking around and we were over by the airplane hangar, like that stage. I don't remember who was playing but we didn't go in. We were just over there, and there was this big, like, drum circle that had opened up with like people on like big steel garbage barrels and whatever. And
Yeah.
I beat on some shit for a while. Like it was cool. It was that kind of vibe.
Yeah.
And then a bunch of people found there were these pallets with like boxes and boxes and boxes of frisbees. And there's a video in the Netflix special. I was right in the middle of it. People found those frisbees, and had like Woodstock 99 on them. They were clearly going to give them away or something. People found them and just started ripping open the boxes and throwing frisbees. And it was like everywhere. It was just fucking frisbees just flying every direction. I couldn't even tell you how many times I got hit in the head and the shoulder bag. You're just like throwing them and getting hit with them. It was fun. It was like a party vibe. It was really cool. Had no idea that like things were going badly for people.
Yeah.
I feel bad about kind of a little, but again, I'm in the middle of like probably 400, 500, 600 frisbees just flying around in the air. Like people just screaming and partying and drinking and doing whatever.
There was a big segment on the drumming on the HBO show last night. Like it just seemed like a couple of guys probably were maybe heavily influenced at the time, let's just say.
Oh, absolutely.
And
myself included.
Yeah, but they started banging on drums, and next minute there was like 1,000 people. Like it was like something you'd see in the Amazon at a shaman ayahuasca experience.
Yeah, but that's where I was. That was in that whole area.
Yeah.
When all that was going on. I don't, if it was the same night or not.
It was strange though. It was like these people were like, weren't even talking. They were just boom, boom, boom. I'm like, it's fucking
tribal. It was tribal. And yeah.
I think that's when it changed. I think it was like, okay, that's why I wanted to ask about the atmosphere on Saturday night. Obviously, people were getting, let's just say, maybe touching base with the 69 Woodstock. There was a lot of people painted, a lot of nakedness, a lot of people being free and whatever we want to call it. But like at the time with the drums and that going on, I'm like it was never going to end well.
I remember thinking primal, tribal, spiritual, all that. I remember thinking at one point that I thought there was more naked people than clothed people at one point. I mean, it was just all ages, all types, just naked people everywhere. It was I'd never been a part of something like that. So I was like, whoa.
Is that why you wish you were there, Gavin? Or
no, because what I'm going to say on Saturday night, Sunday night, then that we'll get into Sunday, when I seen, how will I say this nicely, Flea's appendage banging off his legs, I was like, Okay, that would have done it for me. I'd be
That was
my
that was
bag.
hysterical.
Oh
That
my
was
God.
hysterical.
He must have been out of his
He was,
mind.
I'm sure.
Oh
I'm
man.
sure he was. You know what though? He was probably
Naked.
He was probably the happiest person there. That whole set. He was just
Balls
doing his
naked.
thing. It was hysterical. It was absolutely hysterical.
Imagine poor Chad Smith had to look at that.
Oh man, and he, you know,
Well,
he dances on stage, and let's just say he was gifted by God, and there was a lot going on stage. Let's just say. Okay, so Dave, after the madness that was Saturday, before we get into Sunday, there was a question I was thinking about today that I want to ask you.
uh-oh.
Give me 3 words to describe Woodstock '99.
3 words. Overwhelming, amazing, and to some degree terrifying.
Cool.
Because the
Cool.
sheer size of the crowd.
Awesome, awesome. So yeah, so Saturday night you get back. Did you have a couple of beers, or were you exhausted at that stage?
No, it was go time.
was go
You know,
time.
we went to the drum circle thing. Not that we knew it was going to be a drum circle. We were just over there, and I'm pretty sure it was Saturday that the frisbees thing happened because we were over that way. And then I had randomly run into my buddy Chris and his crew at some point during the day, and they told us roughly where their tent was. And I'm like, let's go find them. And we found them. They were like they were way back from this stage, way, way, way back, but kind of along the wall, he said. He's like, if you walk along the wall, you'll find us. We're like way, way, way back past the fourth or fifth speaker tower, whatever it was.
Right.
And went back and found them, and they were going pretty hard. They were at the tent. They were all there partying, and we were up. I mean, we were up pretty late, probably 3, 4 in the morning, I'm guessing.
Yeah, like because you have to remember, like nobody had cell phones.
Nope.
And another thing on the HBO one was like that there was like this big area of people that was like lost and trying to find their friends, and there was like handwritten notes, meet me back here at, you know, such and such a time. And you know, you forget, like, it's not that long ago, but God, technology has come on so much more. Not that you ever have cell network at these shows because so many people's in the one area.
I'm going to say everybody now, they'd have their cell phones and not able to use them anyway. So you'd be
Yeah,
like,
but
Yeah.
true enough. But like in an outdoor venue like that, you might have a chance. But yeah, like just it was so weird to see people, you know, with the handwritten notes, and they're like waiting there, and there was people. MTV was interviewing them, and they're like, "What are you doing?" They're like, "Oh, I wrote a note here, and I'm hoping my friend's seen it that he's going to meet me. I lost him on Friday. I don't know where he is."
yeah, it was something else. Yeah, it was. It's at some point somebody from I don't know who the hell it was. Somebody that worked for the festival or something went up on stage and announced that at that point in time, we, like the festival, we were like the third largest city in New York or something like that. Like,
Wow.
they were realizing how many people were there, and they're like, you're the third largest like town in the state of New York right now. And we're like, holy shit.
How many people confined in one area?
Yeah.
So tell us about the candles.
I didn't have one. I heard that they were given out, you know, sometime before the Chili Peppers. And it was just like, I mean, it's 100,000 people or whatever it was, or now I know it was like 100,000 candles that they had or whatever.
I wonder who thought that was a good idea.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you had asked me this the week after the festival, I would have probably had a totally different answer. You know, oh, it would have been cool to have the thing. And now it's just like, are you guys dumb?
Yeah, it was supposed to be like what was it? It was like a kind of a remembrance or a signing up to a petition for something. I just can't remember what it was.
So that's something that the Trainwreck documentary, it was Columbine, the Columbine shooting had just happened like a couple months, 2 or 3 months before. So they were trying to, according to the documentary, they were trying to adopt like gun violence prevention, I think is what they were calling it, as a, and to have it be like a vigil with all the candles and everything.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it, you know, wasn't the greatest idea.
Didn't go to plan, but before
No.
all hell broke loose, did you catch any of the bands then on the Sunday? Or who? I'm sure you did.
Yeah, yeah, I saw a bunch. I mean, not a bunch, but um, the first act on that main stage was Willie Nelson.
I just see
I
it.
think he was the first act that day, but I saw him. I have a picture of Willie from the stage, of him on the stage. And then there wasn't anyone else that we were like dying to see, so we went back towards the tent for a little while.
Yeah.
And I heard Our Lady Peace. They were on the other stage.
Okay.
So I heard them. I didn't see them, but they were pretty good. And then we made our way to that second stage because one of my favorite bands ever is Seven Dust.
Yes.
They're just a tremendous band. I've been seeing them since the mid 96, 97, like regularly. They were playing on the second stage, so we had to get up and get close, and it was so much easier at that stage to get up close to things.
Okay.
I was not rail, but a couple of people back, like right in the middle. And they were, I mean, they were great. They were so good. I've seen them in a lot of different settings and a lot of different venues. I've seen them, I don't know, 25 or 30 times probably.
Right.
They just killed it. They're great. They were young and hungry, and they just like destroyed. I thought they were fantastic.
Cool. Cool. Did you go to Godsmack? No.
We didn't because for some reason, I'm guessing it was probably my girlfriend wanted to see Jewel.
Okay.
So we went
Such
back
a
to
mix. Such a mix.
Yeah, it was weird.
Everlast was there. Collective Soul.
Yeah. And I'm
Elvis
just like,
Costello.
I'm like,
what is he doing there?
yeah, right. Yeah. And I was just like,
Beat.
I was like, Jewel's hot. Sure, I'll go see Jewel. Like, why not? You know?
Yeah.
We saw Jewel, and I mean, it was Jewel. She did her thing, and it was fine. It was cool.
Yeah.
And then we saw Creed after her.
Nice.
And I was a Creed fan back in the day. I have a picture with them on my wall, and like met them, and I interviewed them a while back. Like it was cool.
Yeah.
And I was never a Doors fan, but Robbie Krieger from the Doors came out
That's
with
right.
them, and they did a Creed song, I think, but then they did Roadhouse Blues.
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
nice.
With him, and that was cool. That was fun. That was fun. It was different. So yeah, I mean, I saw Robbie Krieger with Creed.
That would have been cool. Definitely.
Yeah.
I would have enjoyed that. I wouldn't say I'm a super fan of the Doors. Like they were still, if you could transform that band to the 99 Woodstock, I think they'd fit in pretty good.
Yeah. They would have been like one of the bands at the hangar overnight or something, or early in the day on one of the second stage or something.
Yeah.
They
my
would have
God.
slid right in there. Yep.
Jim would have been in his element, I think. So, so it rolls into then the Chili Peppers, and I think the visual kicks off. And tell us what it was like, because it's like you said, it's all well and good looking back at the footage now, but like, what was it like then?
So for we were back, I mean, kind of where it looks like I would be right now with the stage behind me. Like we were pretty far back from the stage. I wasn't worried about being close and whatever.
Okay.
So we were a ways back there, and the Chili Peppers were jamming, doing their thing, and all of a sudden, like off to my left, I'm looking at my girlfriend, and I'm like, it looks like there's a fire over there. Didn't know what it was, didn't know nothing. It just looked like a bonfire, like nothing crazy, just a little whatever. And then so we're back to the band, and we're jamming, enjoying the music. And then I look back over, and the little bonfire is like 20 feet high.
It's been scary.
And it's like, okay, you start to kind of, you're just aware of it, and you're kind of focused on it because you need to be aware of what's going on around you. Just
Yeah, of course.
anywhere, wherever you are. And then over there's another one. And then there's another one. And then the wall around one of the speaker towers was on fire, and they just started getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And then they're behind you. There's fires everywhere. And the energy, that was the first time that I noticed and really felt like the energy was just totally shifted, and not in a good way.
Chaos.
It was, yeah, not quite chaos, but at least not yet anyway, from what I've seen since, obviously. But uneasiness and kind of like just
Kind of,
caution, like
yeah.
what's going on, you know, because and then they came out and they played Fire because they saw what was happening.
That's right. They played
They
Jimi Hendrix
saw
Fire.
they saw all the fire and then played Fire, and it was like, oh shit. And then all of a sudden that 20-foot high fire was like even bigger, and this one was they were all getting like really big, and I'm like, let's get out of here.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I think, Luke, if me
So-
and you were at that one, I think we'd be like, it's time to run.
Yeah, I feel like the two of us are very good at reading a crowd, and especially when there's a big crowd, like you had said, Dave, when that uneasiness starts to settle in.
yeah, I didn't
Myself
feel
and yourself, Gavin, it'd be like, yeah, look, that ain't nothing small. It's not like a wee barrel fire. It's like, all right, let's bounce.
Yeah, like I never felt like unsafe or scared really, but it was more just that uneasiness and shit's going on over there, and I really don't want to be around it. So we left. We went. There was one of the and now I know that was right before like all the vendors got ransacked and bum rushed and whatever. But there was a stand that had like pizzas. They were selling pizzas all weekend, and they were, I don't remember how much they were, but they were like pretty affordable. Like it was my go-to food for the weekend if we weren't at the tent eating. We went and like got a couple pizzas. We had some beers at the tent, and we're like, let's just go. You know, we elevated our mood a little bit when we got back to the tent. We had some beers and chowed on some pizza and just kind of stayed up until we were like, hey, all right, I'm going to bed, and that was it. So
Okay, so you kind of slept through the madness then.
I had no idea.
Yeah, so like basically, Luke, like they ransacked all the trailers, they robbed all the merchandise, they lit the trucks on fire, the stage went on fire, the sound towers went on fire, and
They took
eventually,
the wall down, like
yeah,
everything.
the state troopers came in. I think was it, or is it the state police, or who? Somebody.
Yeah. So
After the mess that the stewards,
whatever the hell happened,
and like go touching Dave, like there seemed to be like press conferences every day, and like reporters were questioning, like, "Are you sure everything is under control here?" And like the guy from New Jersey, seemed to be, you know, not too friendly, let's just say, and he was like, "Of course we have everything under control here."
yeah, I mean, we knew absolutely nothing about anything.
Yeah, of course.
Like my group and who we were with, you know, obviously a lot of people knew otherwise, which is why they were asking.
Yeah.
But I mean, I got really lucky in hindsight. So
No, but it seemed like mainstream reporters were in, like,
yeah,
in the
well,
press
they were like MTV was there doing their broadcasts and whatever,
Yeah.
and they're getting pelted with fucking batteries and everything.
yeah.
Like it got bad. Like it got really bad for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And they got really defensive about it, which I can't say I blame them,
Yeah.
but
Anarchy.
you gotta own that. Like you gotta be upfront about it. We're gonna find out anyway.
So when you wake up then on Monday morning, so you miss Megadeth then to close it all in.
Yeah, they were on the other stage. We wanted to go because the Chili Peppers they were gonna run. I think it was close to the same time that they were playing.
Okay. I thought
But
Megadeth came on after.
It was right around the same time, but the Chili Peppers were like just a little bit later.
Okay.
So I wanted to be part of like the last band at the festival. I was there for the first one. I wanted to be there for the last one type thing to bookend it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we woke up Monday morning and early, probably like 7:00 or something like that. And I mentioned before, we were right on like one of the main walkways. And woke up in the morning and I went to fill my water jug, and I'm getting out of the tent, I'm stretching and whatever, and I look out to my right where the path went to the area where the stages were and everything. And it was just lined with cops and riot shields. And they were just standing there. Not, nobody was doing nothing. They were just standing there, and it was clear, like, you cannot go in this area anymore where the stages are. That it was very obvious. And I'm like, whoa. Like I got my girlfriend. I'm like, check this shit out. Like, look over there. And I was like, okay, like clearly we're not going that way. And they want us to start getting out of here. So we packed up all our shit and they weren't rushing us. We just took our time and got our stuff together. And walking out to the car, and our car was kind of like over here, like not far beyond where the wall was.
Yeah.
And start walking to our car, and of course the wall's gone at this point, which was, oh, that's weird because there was a big wall there, the last I knew. And then there's tractor trailers, smoldering, smoking, shit burned, speaker towers knocked over, charred like remnants of bonfires and whatever. We get to the car and there's like ash all over the car. Like, we're like, what the fuck happened? We had absolutely no idea at all, none, that shit went down. I mean, we saw the fires obviously before we, got out of there. I had no idea at all about what went down after that when everything got on fire. So we get in the car and it was slow getting out of there, traffic and whatever. I put on Howard Stern and all they're talking about is like the riots, the fires, the rapes, the assaults. Like it was all that they were talking about. And we're like, what the fuck happened here this weekend? We had no idea, but it sounded like bad. And we're driving and I'm like, I think I should call my mom.
Yeah.
Like, so we found like a rest area and I called my mom collect at work. And I was like, she answered the phone. You could tell she was like, oh, okay, you're good. And I'm like, Ma, like, I seriously swear to God, I have absolutely no idea what the hell happened. I really don't, but we're fine. We're driving home. She's like, all right, cool. And it was the only time in my life I've ever felt like I should do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was so wild. And then as stuff came out over the days and weeks after that, you're just like, oh my God.
I guess the fact that you are so accessible back then, like we are now. I know we said that maybe network and everything, but like, and not knowing, like you said, nowadays, like you just jump on your phone, you're like, what happened last night? Okay, this, and this. Like,
right.
Yeah, waking up and kind of looking out and seeing that riot police and kind of going, like, was it an instant? The atmosphere just kind of went, okay, let's get.
Oh, that morning.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was very clear. Like, it's time to leave.
Like the I don't know, like watching it, it seemed like there was, mommy and daddy left everybody in the park to go wild. And then when the riot police came in, it's like, okay, daddy's home.
Yeah. I mean, obviously I didn't see them when they showed up. For all I knew, they had just got there, that was the plan all along, as far as I knew.
Yeah,
like,
no, it definitely just seemed like there was just absolutely no, I don't know, I'm just presuming there was just no control in this crowd, and they maybe skimped on it a little bit, and it came back to bite them. And
after Friday, like when Saturday came around, like people were just coming and going, bringing in whatever. People had fireworks big fireworks that they were shooting off, and it was controlled, partially controlled chaos. I was going to say mostly, but that wouldn't be true. It was partially controlled chaos. The huge majority of people were like cool and certainly pushing the envelope and being reckless and whatever, but not like dangerous, really.
Yeah.
But there was that group that was, and it's unfortunate, but again, I got really lucky. So
it definitely sounded like a blast. And of course, we touched on that there was a couple of bad things that happened, and unfortunately fatalities as well. But like, it just seems like it was just anarchy. But I think I would have liked to be in there all the same, and just not be involved in that stuff. Of course.
Aside, I'll put an asterisk on this and say, aside from like when I got married, best weekend I ever had. I mean, it was just amazing. It was absolutely amazing from my perspective and my experience.
Like, it wasn't too far from your home. I'm sure people traveled from all over America to that show, and probably beyond as well. Like, to have Willie Nelson to Sheryl Crow and Alanis Morissette to Metallica,
DMX
DMX, you know, you had such a range of musicianship. Like it would have been a blast, right, Luke?
Ah, man. It would have been great, Gavin, if you could do it in the style of now, where you could do like the VIP glamping.
Right. Yeah, you'd have the VIP tent off
You
to the
know, and you could
side, and
go to the spot where you get your beer and you can go to the bathroom and watch
Yeah.
all good and
until the other 200,000 people see that and they're like, no, we want that now, and then
yeah.
And have some educated security, maybe.
or just adequate and enough security.
I was just reading before we came on, Luke. I was telling Dave that they were actually going to try a trial run of this in Austria the like month before this kicked off in New York, but it didn't happen. That would have been wild.
No way.
Yeah, yeah. But
So back in 99 they were gonna give it a go in Austria.
yeah, they were going to try it. I think the Michael Lang guy, I think he's a lot of ideas in his head. They all don't come to
He
fruition.
did, yeah.
They tried to do it again, I believe, in 19, was it? No. What year was it? 2009?
There, I'd heard rumors about it, but obviously nothing concrete. But I had heard that it was coming up again, and I think the people that were like, "Are you crazy? You want to do that again?" Won out, like they won. So.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it sounded like a blast, and it was great to have your perspective from somebody who was at the show that can give a, you know, underground, you know, play by play of the whole weekend. And thank God you didn't get in any trouble and you didn't get hurt, but it sounded like a blast from your perspective.
Yeah, I don't know if I would do anything like that now. I probably wouldn't. I'm certain my wife wouldn't. I don't mean that in a bad way.
Yeah.
But it was one of those. I mean, here we are, 26 years later. I think next week is 26 years. Like, still talking about it, and like it was one of those events that for our generation, it was like the Live Aid kind of,
100%.
you know, that level of like, wow, this is going to be insane.
Definitely. If you were at the show, leave a comment down below and tell us your story or what bands you caught or what experience did you have. But a big thank you to Dave for coming on and giving us our story and of course Luke. And yeah, stick around for the next one, all right?
Dave, thank you.
Thank you guys. Thanks for having me again. This has been awesome.
All right, Dave.